Tuesday, and I have a notebook in front of me filled with different things we're going to talk about. Film breakdown. What is up, Finn fans? Miami Dolphins beat the Houston Texans. So we're going to break down the film. There's some things we're going to look at. It's going to be a little different than normal. Going to kind of focus on the offensive line. A little bit, I made my notes, right? I always do this. I watch the full entire game. I jot down different times, different plays I want to talk about that kind of either showed some things or kind of was an example of how the game went. And I jot notes down. So some of the notes is I noticed that the team was rusty, right? They had a little bit of rust. Even Tua talks about it. They were real hot going into the bye. They kind of cooled down, obviously going, out of the bye. So they were a little rusty. I will show some plays here and there with Tua. I think there was overall throughout the whole game, not many. I could say probably 5 or 6 plays where I'm like, he's off. He's a little rusty. Other than that, he was on. Obviously, if you look at the stats, he did do well, especially under pressure. Tua, I'm going to show you that because even when Teron Armstead came out, he obviously Tua played for a couple more series. He was able to move in the pocket, avoid the pressure, push the ball down the field. Big difference. I was going to show the Skylar Thompson. I was going to show where things he needs to work on, especially when it comes to that, because I noticed with Tua. And again, he played about 3 series without Teron Armstead out there. And I noticed Tua pocket presence, keeping his eyes down the field, moving down the field, keeping his eyes downfield, throwing the balls, all that stuff. Whereas Skylar, I noticed once he felt a little frazzled or he felt the pressure, he took off running, right? When he had potential down the field. I was going to break that down, but I thought there's no point in doing that really because, I'm kind of doing this as well to get ready for the 49ers, and Skylar's not going to play against the 49ers. So kind of show the offensive line what Tua can do with this offensive line, because obviously Teron Armstead isn't going to be playing against the 49ers unless he does. Hope and pray, but I doubt it. Lots of holding, lots of hands to the face that aren't called. I'm not going to show those, but these are things I noticed. And then Jalen Phillips' motor is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We're going to talk about a few plays on defense as well, but without further ado, I'm going to do the usual. I'm going to minimize myself. Look, I'm tiny. I'm going to jump into this. So this one, I'm going to start here with, this is a bit. We're going to start off with a play. And this is Connor Williams, right? Connor Williams, when it comes to his blocking, when it comes to his play recognition, when it comes to his run blocking, when it comes to everything at the center position, 95%, the man is I'm ecstatic to have him as a center. His snaps still scare the crap out of me. And I get pushback on that. And I wholeheartedly understand where you're coming from with the pushback. And I understand. But it's still, I'm extremely apprehensive and nervous about his snaps. Because his snaps are still sporadic from certain points. Obviously, we saw a snap go over to his head. He had to jump on the ball. But his snaps are still kind of all over the place. Not as much. He is getting better as the year goes on. But this play in particular, you're going to see high snap. And the type of offense we're going to run, and the type of offense not we're going to run, but we are running, this, especially in certain plays. I'm going to show you 2 plays, this one and then later on in the video, where the snap, it's very methodical, the movement, ball in hand, out. I will show you another play where Tua kind of looks at Tyreek, notices something, and as soon as he gets the ball, boom, he throws it out. And it's a play like this that throws it off, right? See that high snap, and then he kind of has to collect himself, and then he's off on that play. Now, again, that's not all on Connor Williams. I'm not saying the high snap caused the inaccurate pass, but it throws it off. It definitely throws it off when you got to jump up for it and then collect yourself, because he could have hit Tyreek right here for huge chunk yardage. We eventually kick a field goal on this one, but this is the second down play. He dumps it off here. He had options. Obviously had a defender in his face, but that snap kind of threw him off, right? Should have thrown it. Boom, right here. just wanted to point that out, and I'll point it out again where I noticed that the snaps up, down to the side, all that kind of throw off the cadence and the movement of the offense. Actually, it was good he didn't throw that one. It would have been an interception. Knows more than I do. I'm just the guy sitting in a studio in New Jersey. This one is a dot. An absolute dot. It's third down. Tua is very clutch on third downs. He's falling away because he's got pressure in his face. You can see here that we have, I think, 3 wide receivers, a running back, and a tight end. Here's Gesicki. They're sending pressure, right? You got that safety over top. You got a huge cushion here. They give him the cushion because here's the first down marker, and this is just a great dot. This is a fall away dot in my eyes. Right? He's going to get pressure in his face. You have Sherfield here. No one's really open. You got this receiver, Gesicki, running his route. Lets it rip. With the defender falling in his face, Austin Jackson had a horrible game. I'll point some of that stuff out. Gets it Jalen Waddle, right? And he throws it before Jalen Waddle is even ready to run his route because he's going to be coming up. He's going to be running a post in here. Yes, I did fix. Look how crisp that arrow is. He's running a post route here, and I did fix my marker. Nice pocket here, but obviously Austin Jackson here is going to let his guy in. Arrow's not as good as the other one. And I'll show you exactly when Tua throws it, right? He's not ready for this. That ball's out. He has to throw that ball because he's got pressure in his face. He is in the process of going in. And that's another crispy one. Ball's out. I think it's right here. Ball's out. Tua's just, oh, my guy's going to get there. I trust my guy. He's going to get there. Boom. And leads him so he can get extra yardage. Show you from the other angle. Like, just struggled all game. Surprised this wasn't called a hold here. And he wasn't even looking. That wasn't even his first read. I think Tyreek over here was his first read. Look when he throws it. Like, just the anticipation. Find the zone, throws him open. It's the other thing. A lot of people say, and I talked about this in yesterday's second video. Oh, it's because this and that, and it's because he has this and that. He throws guys open. He throws guys open. This next one, see, this is where he kind of, the rust starts to show a little bit. This is a second down play. We're down on their 27. He got bunch formation to his right. He's got Ingold to his left, which sometimes that really does show that they're going to be passing the ball. You can expect a lot of that this Sunday against the 49ers. This is where his rush shows a little bit. Ingold in motion. I watched this so many times, and I still don't know who he was throwing this to. I really don't know who he was throwing this to. Right? Maybe Jalen Waddle. Like, the ball lands like over here. It might have just been a bad pass. Because he has time in the pocket. He could even move up if he wants to. It's not, and again, look at Austin Jackson getting beat. But I don't know. Maybe Cedric Wilson Jr.? I'm going to go with Cedric Wilson Jr. But I think he should have thrown it to Waddle. Again, I don't know. I don't know what his thought process is. This is a 3rd and long. And again, this is another situation where it's kind of off. It's kind of off a little bit on this play. This is where, we end up kicking a field goal. Those are behind him. Tua rarely throws these behind them. Right? Because he knows. Get it out in front of him. You got this space in here, right? You put that ball out in front of him, he has a possibility of turning it upfield, getting the first down. He might get a touchdown, but you got your defender up here. You got this lane here. You put the ball out in front of him, boop. He kind of throws it at his back shoulder, and that's where the ball bounces. Actually, the defender hits it. and then it bounces off of him. Luckily, this didn't fly into his hands. We get the 3 points, but see what I'm saying? So there's the rust that I'm talking about, right? He's a little off. The rust is there, but as the game goes on, he brushes it off. This is the next series on offense. First down here. This is dot. And then, like I said, this is the brush it off. Got to get the ball out quick. Boom. Right? With pressure in his face. He starts to get pressure in his face. And again, you see when he throws it. He can see, right? All right. I got Tyreek Hill. They're giving him about a 5-yard cushion here. Right? He's going to come up. He's going to run his post. He knows it. He sees this pressure coming in his face. I got to get this ball out quick. When does he throw it? See what I'm saying? Yes, it's amazing to have the offensive firepower that the Dolphins have, that Tua has with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. But you also have to give this man credit because he is letting go of that ball before Tyreek is even ready for it to give him a chance to run up the field. Also, you didn't notice it in that direction, but I'll show you here how ridiculous this pass is. Like, Robert Hunt just gets beat bad here. You know, how many times has this man just threaded that needle? Like, it looks like his hand is one with the football. Just absolutely threads the needle to get it to the wide receiver. That's what I'm saying. Like, say for this last time, yes, fantastic. You got to give credit where credit's due, but also give credit to Tua, for the love of God. This is the 4th down play. And I'm showing this because there's been so many times during the live stream where they've gone for it on 4th down or 3rd down. I think it was against Chicago where they hurried up on 4th down and they got tackled for a loss and, gave the ball back to Chicago. This is what I want them to do more often on 4th down because it spreads the defense out. We have the speed to do this, right? You got Gesicki up here. This is Gesicki. You have Jeff Wilson. You have Sherfield. You have Tyreek Hill down here. You have Jalen Waddle here. Like, this is just firepower on the field at once. Tua has many options to throw it to. Right? Who do I want to throw? Oh, actually, sorry. Jeff Wilson's down here. Tyreek's up here. Switch those two. Who do I want to throw to? Oh, I got Sherfield across the middle. Cool. Boop. Got him. First down. Easy. And also, if you look at it this way, right, you got 58 over here who is covering, they're playing zone essentially, but he's going to be covering Sherfield. If it was a situation that I'm always thinking of where you put either on this side or on this side, you take Cedric Wilson and you motion him back and you put him on one of these sides, then all of a sudden this linebacker, he's going to come into motion. He's going to follow Cedric Wilson. He's going to be playing in the middle. You got a dime formation here. You got a man on a man on a man on a man, and then the center will come up and block linebacker, and then he can hit whatever gap he wants and get the first down. That's what I'm always talking about when I'm like, if you're going to go for it on 4th down in certain situations and they're going to stack the box, you go into the tight I formation or a tight single back formation or any of these they're going to spread it out. Look at this. Just look at the spacing and the ability to get the ball off. So I'm always like, spread it out on these situations, right? The lanes that the running back would be able to have here. And use the first down. I just want to show you that for an example of what I've constantly said on live streams. This is the touchdown play. This is an unscripted play because at some point the play kind of falls apart because the Texans do a very good job of covering everyone in the end zone. So Tua has to go off script. But again, people have said Tua can't do this. Tua can't run plays off script. He can only, first reads. He can only do this. He can only do that. Well, let me show you, right? Everyone's covered. So he's running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Up. Sees Durham Smythe. Touchdown. Gesicki's happy. He's always happy when Smythe gets a touchdown. But you could see, right? Here comes the pressure. Everyone's covered. Covered. Everyone's covered. He probably could have hit. I think this is Sherfield for potential here. But again, he's getting pressure in his face. No, that's Jeff Wilson. Covered. So what does he do? Avoids the pressure. Gives himself more time. He had the possibility here and here. The man got his hands up. I'm going to get it to you. Touchdown. Great play by Tua. Absolutely great play. Great play by Tua. Couldn't get that word out. This was almost an interception. We're on defense here. We're up 10-0. Again, the Texans didn't score a point till middle to end of third quarter. Almost an interception here by Xavier Howard. But also, like I told you guys in the beginning, a lot of holds weren't called. But this was almost an interception by X because this was a bad pass by Kyle Allen. Like, it hits X right in the hands. This was X from like a year or two ago. That's an interception. Just a bad pass. They were behind him. I think the receiver smacked the ball down. But we'll look at it from another angle because if you watch Melvin Ingram here, just gets mauled. Hands to the face. Doesn't get called. Like, we never get hands to the face called, but hands to the face and then just grabs him. Just not called. Yeah, I think he gets his hand in there and smacks that ball down. But almost an interception there. This play, I love this play. For the simple fact of Tua recognizing it. This is a play where Tua has two options. He can throw it or he can pass it, RPO. So he can either hand it off. I said he could throw it or he could pass it. I'm such an idiot. He can hand the ball off or he can pass it. Run pass option. He can either give the ball to Jeff Wilson or he can pass it to Tyreek Hill. They're going to take Alec Ingold here. They're going to motion him out, which is going to force a shift here. I think he's going to follow him, kind of showing that it's man coverage here. So you have a single high safety, man coverage. I think they're in a 4-3 set. Yeah, because that's a safety. So yeah, it's 4-3 set. Play action, doesn't even attempt. Gets that ball off to Tyreek. But what I want to show you, right? First off, the reason he throws it to Tyreek and doesn't even attempt. Because once this happens, look at this. Right? He's at the belt. Let's say the 9. Look at this space here. Are you kidding me? I totally understand why you're afraid to press or get in Tyreek Hill's face. But also, what are you going to do, right? Because then we're just going to throw a quick slant, and then Tyreek is going to take it the rest of the way while Jalen Waddle blocks for him. But what I want to show you is this angle. He sends Alec Ingold, right? Kind of does a little hand motion, whatever, smacks his butt, smacks his thigh, tells him to go, whatever, right? He's under center, kind of gives him a motion. But he looks over as he's giving a motion, and he sees the corner follow him, and then he sees the 6-yard space between Tyreek Hill and the corner. And then in his head, he's like, I'm throwing it to him. Look how long he stares. Like, he's not looking at and admiring Alec Ingold's butt as he runs over. He's looking and like, oh yeah. That was his thought process right there. It's, oh yeah. He's giving him 6 yards. I'm not even, yeah, all right, here, take this. Like, it was, that's what I wanted to show you. He was like, go. And then he was like, yeah, you're going to get this ball. Like, it was he's like, you give Tyreek 6 yards and it's a slant. He's getting the ball. You don't even know what you're talking about. Now, this play here, I can't knock Waddle for dropping it, but I also want to give Tua a little credit for throwing it. Great pass, hard catch is what I wrote down. A little motion here. Like, I wish he caught it, right? I really wish he caught it because it would have been like highlight reel material. But it's such a great pass. Getting pressure here. Actually, Austin Jackson just constantly getting pushed all game was getting beat and pushed into Tua, his blind side. Horrible. But he sees him. He's got him. And he knows he has to throw it over these two guys. So he has to put a little air on it. We'll look at it from the other angle, right? And just watch Austin Jackson here just get pushed into him. That probably also hurt the trajectory of the football, being the fact that Austin Jackson gets pushed into Tua, but he has to put that over him. He gets mad. He bangs on the ground afterwards. He gets mad. But like I said, it's a good throw, but it's a hard catch. Because he's got to get it over him. And I went back and I looked, and I was like, is there anybody else he could have hit? Because what down was that? I think that was second down. The marker's up here. Second down. Right? You got... When he lets it go... Right, you're not gonna throw this one. You got the two safeties over the top, right? So that's not open. You could possibly throw it down here to Sherfield, but again, you didn't have much time because you got Austin Jackson getting pushed into you. You can't throw it over here because as you're getting pushed into, you can't turn and throw it that way because you have your left tackle, a right tackle on your back. So that's the play, and it's a hard play, but he put it over him. It's just a hard play there. All right. This one is the AVG pick. And on this play here, you'll see what the Dolphins did a lot, right? At some point in the game, the Dolphins were up by so much, they did this a lot on defense. It was a bad pass by Kyle Allen, too. He overthrew him. But they did this a lot, right? You look at it from here, and you think, all right, they're sending 4, right? This is our 3-4 set. You have the two safeties over the top. You have Javon Holland. You have Eric Rowe. You got our two corners here in Kader Kohu, Xavier Howard. You got your linebackers, right? And your 3 down linemen. Okay, nope. They drop them all back into coverage. They do not send the pressure. And they drop all these guys back into coverage, overthrows the running back, interception. They did it a lot in the second half, like I said. They went up by 30. They played a lot of soft zone and stuff like that. It played off because we got the interception, but they kind of took advantage of us playing soft on the second half. Next one we have... I'm showing this play not because it's a bad play, but because if this was Tyreek Hill, this is a touchdown. I'm just gonna play it. If this was Tyreek Hill, this was a touchdown. Dropping back, looking, steps up, lets that sucker fire, and he overthrows Sherfield. If that is Tyreek Hill, that's a touchdown. I like that he avoids the pressure again. It got to the point where they had to bring in somebody to help block for Austin Jackson because he was doing hot garbage. Steps up, lets it fly because he has him. This is a good throw. This is a good throw here. But he's just not fast enough. He puts that where it needs to be. He put that where it needs to be so he can catch it and continue to run. If this is Tyreek Hill, this is a touchdown. Like, the ball is right here, if you can't see it. The ball is right here. This is the ball. Like, he put that perfect. That's Tyreek Hill, because Tyreek Hill will have a step or two. Boom, he catches that, he's gone down the sideline. We kick a field goal here. Like, it was... I'm like, he overthrew... I remember live, I was like, he overthrew him. I'm actually happy he did that. He overthrew him instead of the underthrows that we've seen. This is the first down play. This is a deep pass to Jalen Waddle here. Kind of coincides with what I was just saying. We'll play action here. It's got time. See, this one he floats. That one he floats. If he would have threw that like he did Sherfield, that's probably another touchdown. Right, he floats that one. See how Waddle had to stop? He had to stop and jump up and catch that. If he threw that to Waddle like he did Sherfield, that's a touchdown. Kind of lead him a little bit more so he can continue to run. This next play is 3rd and goal. And this is, I don't understand. This is one that I felt was rushed. I don't know what his thought process was, but this play here, Tua rushed it a little bit. Dropping back, right? He lets it rip. Now what he thinks is he's going to be able to get this right in here. But he jumps it. He jumps in front of it. And very lucky it wasn't an interception. He's trying to get to him. But I honestly don't think he needed to throw it that quickly. Right? Because you had this right here. You had that combination there. Like, I don't think and this was, again, 3rd down. I think he thought he was going to stay, but you can even see the linebacker starting to move this way. Same thing with this one. You had both of these linebackers. This one's moving this way, and he's moving this way. So if your guy's coming in here, I don't know how he thought he was going to fit it, where you had Tyreek Hill coming up here, Sherfield coming this way. You had time in the pocket. Step up, wait for this one, or you had an out here. You had options. This one, me personally, I don't think this was an option. Tried to feed it to Gesicki. I don't think that was an option there. This play, this just shows how, Kader Kohu is, one of the very high ranked corner on PFF, and his instincts here, right? The defense gets really good at recognizing screens. And if you watch this one, Kader, it's like, it stops for a second, says to himself, where's the screen? Right? Defense comes full blast. And then once these two guys peel away, once these two guys come over to block, Davis and Sealer stop and go like, okay, they back up to say, like, where's the screen? And you see Kader here, he's, playing corner, so he's going to follow 5, but then he realizes and he kind of stops and looks, right? They pull off. And if you watch Kader right here, he looks and notices you got your two guys coming out here, and he's like, where's the screen? Oh, he's the screen. See how he just looked at him? And he almost picks it off. He was so close to picking it off. I just love his awareness, though. To, follow the play. Look. Oh, he's going to throw it. Who? Him? I want it. I just love that, man. Unsung hero there. This is a first down. This is the first down play. This is Austin Jackson just getting beat. Top of the offensive line here. He just gets beat bad. Gives Tua absolutely no time. But Tua just does his thing, throws the ball away. But just absolutely gets beat. I'm surprised he got out of that. I don't know if he has a ton of rust or what, but just absolutely gets beat. This next play, though, Tua starts to recognize, all right, I don't have much time from my right tackle. Fantastic pocket presence. Absolutely fantastic pocket presence here. Right? He's going to get the pressure. He's going to step up. He's going to let that sucker fly for a first down to Jalen Waddle. But he notices it. I'm going to get no time. Austin Jackson's getting beat left and right. Who you were just Mr. Miyagi washing the car. Literally, if you watch Austin Jackson, he was just washing the car. Wash on, wash off, trying to block somebody. Watch Austin Jackson up here. But Tua steps up, gets that ball out. The flip was that? This is another play where I told you guys I had another play where the snap being off a little bit kind of throws off the timing of the play here. It's going to be a slant play to Craycraft down here, and the snap's off. So Tua kind of has to catch the snap, reposition and then throw the ball instead of getting the snap, throwing the ball. Kind of throws it off here. See how it's all, and see how he has to kind of like, has to get himself situated. But I notice these things. Reach out, he has to bring it in, and then he has to get the ball out. Now we get the first down. So again, it's nitpicking, but it worries the crap out of me still. Worries the crap out of me. We end up kicking a field goal there. Now it's 30-0. This is after the half. So at this point, on that drive that you saw with the pocket presence, where Tua stepped up and got the ball to Jalen Waddle, Teron Armstead wasn't on the field. Here as well, Teron Armstead's not on the field. This is third down, and Tua again shows his pocket presence here, because you're going to see Shell here get beat again. Steps out of it, launches that ball. So Tua, you know, I don't want to say he's kind of used to playing behind an offensive line where he has no time, but again, he gets beat bad. And then Tua recognizes it, right? These guys aren't done running their routes. I need more time. Steps up, gets that ball off on the run. Smart. Very, very smart. This is a sack. I think I'm going to show you. I got about 4 more plays to show you. And this is on Durham Smythe here. Just doesn't even. Because if he blocks him for like a second more and allows Tua to step up, which he doesn't really have time to step up because you also got a blitzer up in his face, he has a possibility down the field. Right? Gets the pressure, can throw to him or him, tries to step up, can't step up because the guy's coming, gets sacked. Right? This next play is a third down sack, and I think this is Austin Jackson. No, this is just an all-out blitz. He had no time. This whole left side just crumbles. Jones and Shell just absolutely. And it sucks because, you know, not knocking Gaskin, but he's not a good pass blocker. Ingold and Jeff Wilson are really good pass blockers. So if they were in there, they probably would have helped. But just these two guys get just beat so bad. Tua had no time. No time at all. And I think that's where Austin Jackson's ankle injury flared back up. Right there. And then finally, last 2 plays. This one's defense. This is a sack. And if you look here, this lineup, you have Melvin Ingram here. You have Duke Riley on the inside. Bradley Chubb here. You have my brain is just not even Lawrence here. And Jalen Phillips. 2 hands down, 3 up. Gonna get the pressure. And watch Jalen Phillips here. Watch Jalen Phillips here. Just, I love that he knew when to do the spin move. Like, he waits. It's like he waits for Kyle Allen to step up. Because he waits and then he does the spin move. It's like what his thought process is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 guys and I'm going to push them far enough back that I'm parallel with the quarterback. And at that point, I'm going to spin into the sack. Like, that's it. To me, that seems like his thought process. Right? I'm going to push these 2 guys far enough back that I am now parallel with the quarterback, and then I'm going to spin out of it into the sack. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then this is the first down sack here, showing this angle because it doesn't really matter. Again, to me, it's more about what the offensive line does here. And just look at, like, Shell and Austin Jackson are a liability. Put him back at right tackle. For some reason, he's horrible at left tackle, but he's fantastic at right tackle. Horrible. Like, you're not even blocking him. It's just bad. It's just absolutely bad. But like I said, there was a lot of promise. I think a lot of it had to do with Tua, what he said in the post game, where it's kind of they got cold coming out of the bye. So a lot of good from Tua, especially his pocket presence, especially with what he had to deal with. Saw some rust from him. Offensive line started getting bad at some points. Run game was kind of non-existent. They just threw it most of the game. But the defense really showed up as well. But now we're on to the 49ers. Big game playing against the 49ers. So after today, we're getting ready for the 49ers. A lot of 49ers talk. I have a 49er YouTuber coming on the channel. Help me break all that stuff down. But other than that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow with the picks. But like usual, stay classy. FN's out.